How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible. Without your mother, hundreds of men would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assures me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother.
Johann Christoph von Wulm, Minister of Religious, and Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You will find that Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet.
I do apologize for being late. I was obliged to clear up some urgent business.
At last we meet, Monsieur de Richet. Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you to join us here, it was of course in the hope that you would help us find your mother. However, there may be some new developments, but I don't know if they are linked to your mother. We have found Elizabeth Adams' body in her room. I'm afraid she was brutally murdered, stabbed several times.
I can't believe it. We bumped into each other last night on our way to bed.
Yes, I know. Duchess Elizabeth informed us that she accompanied you at the beginning of the evening. You apparently bumped into Miss Adams, who wanted to speak to you. We are told you turned her away, and she went away on her own.
That's correct.
Do you know what she wanted to see you about, by any chance?
Not in the least.
Pity. The poor child was probably trying to find help.
I thought it could wait until tomorrow.
Apparently not. Louis, I shan't hide the fact that this tragedy puts me in a very delicate situation. I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference. But the case cannot remain unaddressed.
I understand. What do you intend to do?
I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done. And for that to happen, I must ask for your help.
Why is that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you. Listen, find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer. I want to know who is responsible for this. And I trust you. You have my backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
No, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
Do you have any suspects in mind, my lord?
I spent most of the night talking with Sir Gregory and His Eminence Biaggi. So I think you can remove them from the list of suspects. Monsieur Bonaparte and President Washington left the party after midnight, I believe. They were tired and went up to bed.
Right. I'll get over there immediately.
Thank you, Louis. Now, once you've finished, come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting. And Louis, you've got permission to search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
Your Eminence, I imagine that you've heard the news about Miss Adams.
What did my son? How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, even hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get innocent man.
Jay? Yeah. Orang Hello, it was me. Most of you go home now, right?
Yeah, tell me. And you can tell her that I don't come and talk to them. She doesn't talk to us.
Okay, bye.
Okay, sir. Bye.
Amma, listen.
It's a problem now.
Not to worry, Your Eminence. If he is innocent, then he has nothing to fear. Do you know why Mr. Bonaparte was hanging around her room like that?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to learn that the dashing young soldier had become infatuated with the fragile young woman. I mean, lost. But I don't think he got a very warm welcome.
Bonaparte and Adams? But they didn't even know each other, did they?
I'd say. But if I were you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Pell. You remember how violent he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
Duchess
Duchess
of
of
Hillsborough.
Hillsborough.
Duke
Manuel
Godoy.
Godoy.
Tending
Children
children
at the
in
orphanage in Harlem.
I find it a
I find it
little hard to
to
understand
understand
his
his
children's
children's
choice.
choice.
King
George
George
III,
III, Coronation
Coronation
Rose.
Rose.
Nice touch
Nice touch
for
for
an
the
English
English
Duchess.
Duchess.
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans. Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied, and little room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. Our mission is becoming more complicated. Yours, E. P.S. The French chapter of the Order doesn't appear to know anything about the arrival of our friend Sarah. I therefore cannot comment on it. However, my guess is that she has come here for personal reasons.
The Ladies
Waldegrave by Reynolds.
Painted
Painted
upon
upon
the
the
request
request
of
of
the
the
Waldegrave
Waldegrave family
in an
in
effort
an
to
effort to
find
find
the
the
husband.
husband.
Displayed
Displayed
like meat.
It's
It's disgusting.
disgusting.
Grammar
of
of
Port
Port
Royal.
The
The
artistry of the
French
French language in all its splendor. Whoever
Whoever
masters
masters
French commands the world. At least
At least
une
une
partie of
partie
it.
of it.
King
George
George
III,
III,
Coronation
Rose.
Rose.
Nice
Nice touch
for
for the
an
room
English
of an English
Duchess.
Duchess.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to
I've
see
come
you
to
about
see you
last
about
night's
last night's
tragedy.
tragedy.
Did you
Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumours spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
Elizabeth
was
was stabbed
9 times.
No doubt
No
she
doubt
suffered
she suffered
greatly.
greatly.
9 times? What monster is capable of such a horrible thing? Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact,
In fact,
Lord
Lord
Mortimer
Mortimer
has
has
asked
asked
me
me
to
to
look
look
into this case.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's now?
I'm doing
I'm
it for
doing it
Elizabeth,
for Elizabeth,
not to
not
please
to
Mortimer.
please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right too. Have you found out anything?
Did you
And
and
Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
I won't keep you in mind. Thank you for answering my questions.
See you, Louis.
A letter from William the Younger addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. He has indeed some powerful backers. Madam, thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but
I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes for the king? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. William Pitt, Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. Duke Godoy. That's me. George Washington. My dear George, I'd like to invite you to join me as planned at my place. I have a project to share. It is time that the United States played a more important role on the world stage. I understand your reluctance playing with fire. I know your new country is very young, but rest assured that I would do nothing to jeopardize what we have built together. I look forward to seeing you soon. Your friend, William. It looks like a note between him and Washington about trade deals.
Greetings, William.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate who did this, Louis.
Are you all right, Mr. President? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache. What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
Tell me, Mr. President. Had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I will be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that those days were numbered. Do you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Bellew. But that case could, if I'm not mistaken. But if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened. And I'd go and question your fellow countrymen.
Don't worry. Countryman or not. I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks. Do you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about her altercation with Mr. Miller. But that case was closed, if I'm not mistaken. But if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened. And I'd go and question your fellow countrymen.
Don't worry. Countryman or not. I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks. Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
Indeed. Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her.
Yes, Lord Mortimer has a talent for healing, apparently. I'm not surprised Sir Gregory advised her to come.
Agreed. Tell me, Mr. President. Had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that those days were numbered. I shan't keep you any longer, Mr. President.
Feel free, Louis. If there's anything I can just ask.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Good day,
Monsieur. Mr. Volner, are you looking for anything in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
Lord Mortimer must have informed you of the necessity for everyone to remain in their rooms until further notice.
Certainly. I'm a guest, not a prisoner. I was looking for a servant. Since we don't all, unfortunately, have one at our disposal.
Yeah, right.
I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
Blade is short and thin. Well sharpened, apparently. It's covered in blood. Still fresh. The lower part of the handle is unsullied by blood. The murderer gripped the weapon so tight, there's no blood where he held it. The handprint indicates a small and slender hand. The handprint on the handle is really small. I can't imagine a man with a hand that size. It must be from a woman's hand. Poor girl bled to death. Where I left
footprint has boats for feet. That's at least a size 15. Where's a size like that here? Peru? Washington, maybe. No sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that. That's torture. She also has old scars around the neck. Maybe mutilations. Strange smell. Breath. Smells of alcohol and laudanum. Who used it to relieve pain. She blood from the nose. There are numerous marks on the body. She must have fought like a lion. Couldn't have happened without a lot of noise. There are also a number of old scars. Scars are superficial and made several years ago. She wasn't trying to take her own life. Tattooed on her. The symbol of the living God. Written in the language of angels, according to believers. It is rare for someone to know about symbols like this at her age. Unless her mother was a tutor. People scar themselves in this way generally do so to release some kind of psychological suffering. By trying to master the pain and establish their self-control. I count fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax with a lot of blood. At first sight, I'd say that's what caused her death. Wounds are clean. Look like they've been inflicted by a sharp object. Some of the lacerations have damaged vital organs. The heart, the right lung, which is perforated. Most of them weren't given with much force. She might even have survived. But the stab in the heart, though not all that deep, sealed her fate. Some of these tattoos are veritable works of... What's that? The skin between her breasts is different. Bloody hell! This tattoo was drawn on a page of leather and stitched onto her skin. Probably during childhood. The scars are anything to go by. It's the same kind of tattoo as on the rest of her body. except that tattooed symbol.
This pinnacle is a trap. The wearers of the pinnacle thought that they were protected from evil. The surrounding inside the different circles of the pinnacle. Blood, but
no trace of
blows
blows
on the legs.
More
More
tattoos.
tattoos.
Similar to
Those
those
on
on the rest of her
her
body.
Has finished with this room?
No, I haven't
gone over everything yet.
Sir, may take his time, and say what like to leave.
So it has
Sir, has
anything to
anything
tell
to
me.
My
My dear Elizabeth,
I'm
I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate.
Clock
Clock
stopped at
stopped at
3:54.
3:54.
If it was
Smashed
smashed during the murder,
then
I've just
I've
established the time of the crime.
crime.
That would
That
clear
would clear
Emily de
Emily de
facto because she was still with
still
me
with me
at
at
the
the
time.
time. Pentagram.
What the hell's
What
been
the hell's
going
been going
on
on
here?
here?
Contrary to what most people believe,
the
Penigram's
Penigram's
not there to conjure up what evil or demonic creature. With the point towards the top, the pentagram is an ancient symbol of protection against evil. Many esoteric rituals are based on this shape. Could Elizabeth have been sacrificed during an occult ritual? Notebook written in Elizabeth's handwriting. It is written in a mix of several languages. Not too easy to work out. June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, the last letter gave me much cause for concern. Pistol? Fairly new, I'd say. Judging by the weight of it, fairly light. There's a few dried traces of blood on the grip. Difficult to know for sure how they got there. A tribute engraved on the barrel to the liberators of France. It's extremely well maintained. The barrel is perfectly clean. It isn't loaded in. There's no traces of gunshot residue. I conclude that it hasn't been used recently. Right. I shall have to find its owner. Piece of fabric. High quality at that. I'd say it's silk. By the texture, gray hue, it must come from a dress, kind that women's quality wear. Label shows that laudanum straight from America. I wonder if Washington's involved. Blood spatter indicates the murder must have held Elizabeth upright during the attack. Even if Elizabeth wasn't very big, I doubt she wouldn't put up a struggle. It takes tremendous strength to overpower something like that. bottle of wine.
Has finished with this one?
I know enough now. Thank you.
Very well, sir. Sir, may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
President George Washington. Johann van Boomda. A Bazant. The signs of obscurity. Sorrows of your brother. There's a handwritten text signed by Von on his first page. Dear Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful moments you gave me. But I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever obedient servant. So, Volker had a relationship with Elizabeth. But that's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult. Golden elixir. Just love the four-letter code. Surely have looked close to the other's heart.
What can I do for you, Riche?
Monsieur,
Lord
Mortimer has appointed me to investigate the tragedy that befell us last night.
Oh, yes.
It's
horrible.
Yes.
How can I help?
Monsieur?
Where
Were you last night?
In my room. I read a few ancient manuscripts before going to bed. But I didn't stay up long. I was tired.
Thank you kindly.
Excuse me for asking, but
did you know Miss Adams?
Oh, she not really, to tell the truth. No.
I found the Werther dedication signed by your hand, monsieur. Would you like to change your version now?
Be careful, Riche. Don't push your luck. My relationship with Miss Adams was pure. It has nothing to do with you. Continue playing the detective as you see fit. But if I find the bastard who did that to Elizabeth, I
Yes.
I would have preferred a simple response, but I see I have my answer now.
I get the impression that your romance was over.
Am I right?
So? What does it matter to you?
I would never have attacked her, if that's what you're insinuating.
Who put an end to the relationship? You or her?
It was her.
It was her.
It was her.
It was her.
But
But
what does that matter? We both agree.
You loved her, didn't you?
That is none of your damn business.
Your feelings betray you, sir.
So on. Yes. I loved her like a moth loves the flame of a candle. That's why we could never be together.
We finished.
Well, I'll have a look around and then
take my leave.
Do whatever you have to do.
Fragment of amber. The alchemist is a young man. Jacques Perreux.
What do you want from me, Riche?
Greetings. It's fallen to
Cut
me.
the crap! Get to the point. We both know why you're here.
And have you got anything to tell me?
What does it matter? It's too late anyway. Do what you have to do and get out.
It's never too late, sir. If you have something to say, now is the time.
You don't understand. Everything's already written. It's over.
Why is he behaving like a culprit?
What is it that's already written? I'm not sure I follow you.
No, you don't.
Path 4 circles.
Please come and join us. You must meet the ongoing operations in Paris. A
A boat will be waiting for you in Calais and will take you to Dover in England. From there, a carriage will take you to the port of Tintagel, where a frigate will be waiting for you and other guests, so you can meet up with me on my island as quickly as possible. I await your arrival. Lord William Waterman. Four circles. Dear Monsieur Perrin, I'm writing to thank you for the funds you sent. These funds will be crucial for the renovation of the western wing of the orphanage. The children you sent are doing marvelously well, and little Pierre will soon be walking. Some of them still sometimes suffer nightmares about their parents on the scaffold, but I expect they will cease in due course. Should you decide to send us more, please note that another 20 beds will soon be ready. The children and myself will never thank you enough. Long live the Republic, long live France. Sister Marianne, right, and retreat everything.
Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions. You were armed the night of my arrival. Can I see your weapon? No. You do realize you're not helping, don't you? You're making it worse for yourself. I know you were at the scene. We will save a lot of time if you just tell me what happened.
You know nothing at all.
Enlighten me then. For now, I have your footprint in a pool of blood.
That's right. The only thing you can prove is one of my boots was at the scene. Congratulations. You've wrapped up the investigation. All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions. I'd like to talk about the letter you're writing. What woman is it addressed to?
Who says it's a woman? I'm not saying any more. There's no point you insisting.
Nice decor for a revolutionary tribunal judge's room. About. The Prince by Machiavelli. A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition. That might come in handy. Beautiful weapon. The Livy Damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles. My dear son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here. Howley continues to steer our motherland, Corsica, toward open warfare between France and England. His men are everywhere. We are obliged to go into hiding and are unable to remain in the same place for more than 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised if they targeted us. Make haste, my son. You hold our destiny in your hands. Your loving mother, Maria Letizia Bonaparte. Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost. Five horn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me.
I know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until midnight. I was exhausted from sleeping straight, so I preferred to go up to bed.
On your way up to bed, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really, no. Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you. Thank you.
And His Eminence Piaget as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot it. Poor soul.
As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you. Thank you. Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me.
I know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted to speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
Were you able to recognize the prowler?
Unfortunately not, no. It was dark, and Lord Mortimer was waiting for me. I was not really paying attention anyway.
Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste, and I wanted to speak to her, to warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
Were you able to recognize the prowler?
Unfortunately not, no. It was dark, and Lord Mortimer was waiting for me. I was not really paying attention anyway.
Excuse me for insisting, but if you saw him or her, I'm sure you would have more information than that. It's just that you don't think it can be of help to me.
What do you mean?
I don't know. Was it a woman, for instance? Bearing in mind that all the women here wear whalebone dresses, which is rather noticeable.
A man, I should say. I don't recall seeing the silhouette of the dress.
You see, you saw many things, in fact.
Hang on. Laissez-moi réfléchir. Let me think a minute.
A wig? His height? The sound of his footsteps, maybe.
His height. Oui, somewhat imposing. A tall man and straight. As for the rest, I don't know, Monsieur de Richet.
Not to worry. That's already quite a lot. Thank you for everything. Studying him for a while now, and I don't think he was lying. Yet, I'm surprised how easy it was for me to read him. It must surely be his military side. I wish they all could be like that. My investigation would be finished already.
Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day. A drachma. My dear Napoleon, as previously agreed, I would like to ask you to join us in January on my island to participate in the high society meeting organized for the occasion. We shall be able to continue our discussion about our project for a new order for France. I have a proposition to make to you concerning your wish to put a strong leader at the head of France. I trust you to be discreet as to your coming. See you soon. Lord William Mortimer. Just one holster in Bonaparte's gear, and the pistol is missing. On the other hand, his cleaning equipment is in mint condition. That's typical of the soldier in it. It's a beautiful weapon. Lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you.
Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day. Duchess Emily Hillsborough. Great. Honey.
I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord. I'm listening, Louis. Will you remind me of the facts we already know about? Elizabeth Adams was killed last night. But Piaggi was with Holm and I until late at night. As for Bonaparte and Washington, they left us after midnight, both tired. I believe I've identified the murderer. Really, Louis? All right then. Please think carefully before you give me your answer. This is a very, very serious accusation. It would appear that Monsieur Peru is the culprit. What proof do you have against him? He hit her before yesterday evening. His Eminence Piaggi could testify to that fact. Very interesting. Anything else? I found a footprint in the victim's blood. Size corresponds to a very tall man. That's certainly suspicious. His weapon was in Elizabeth's room, which proves he was present at the scene of the crime. I see. What else? I believe there's enough here to prove his guilt. Very well. I'll share your conclusion with Gregory, and then I shall take care of everything from now on. Given the eminent guests and the important political issues involved, I trust you will leave me to conclude the case in my own way. Right. It's time we spoke about your mother. She isn't missing, you know. What? What do you mean? My mother has left traces in every nook and cranny of your island, my lord. She's definitely here. Now, what worries me most is why she doesn't show herself. That doesn't make me feel any better, Louis. What was the official reason why my mother came to your island? I knew about your mother's activities and yours in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together. You mean the cannon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte? Among others? Yes. How did you hear about that? Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch. I see. So impetuous. He was supposed to let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon desperately needed financial backing to properly equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him because I have a firm conviction that he can go far. We shall see. However, there's one thing that surprises me. Did my mother intend to finance a war? I'm not sure that I follow. No, your mother's aim was not so much to partake in a war, but rather to make Monsieur Bonaparte accountable. France is in turmoil, and having support of a military man can often come in handy. You'll see. Once this deal was closed, I had big plans for Sarah. Such as what? You see, I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play. And I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us. I see. Indeed, if by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending? If only to follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat.
Why not?
Why not?
We shall see.
We shall see.
Thank you
Thank you so much. In this way, you will be able to keep your mother informed of what is said.
There's
There's something else I'd like to quickly go over. Earlier, you asked me the official reason for your mother's presence here.
Is
there an off-the-record reason why your mother came here? She was looking for someone.
What do you mean?
In Paris.
In Paris.
We were working on a smuggling case to do with occult objects. We had just arrested a dealer who intended to go to you to meet a buyer. My mother was here to find out to whom he intended to sell his stolen treasure. What was the name of your dealer? I'm not mistaken, the dealer was called Bon Roche? Name means nothing to me. There's something I still don't get. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks? Maybe she found something out. What do you mean? My mother has a gift for investigating. If she had picked up a lead, nothing would have stopped it. The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. At the beginning of her stay here, we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems. Tell me about her disappearance. Since she disappeared, your mother has been seen once. Her behavior on the evening of your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hilsberg's twin sister, and she shot her with a pistol. Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon?
Hang on. That means my vision of the wharf, it was actually happening inside the manor. Mother shot Ism's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do that? Excuse me. But between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together again to see things more clearly. You said that you spent a lot of time talking together at the beginning. What happened for that to change? I'm afraid I have much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation. Until the day came when she purely and simply disappeared. Where did she go when she wanted to be alone? She would shut herself away in a room we use as a box room upstairs.
Would you
allow me to go there?
Naturally.
Of course. I'll send you a servant to open it. Thank you. One last thing. Although I don't know if there is a connection. I'm listening. A gate was forced the other night near the wharf. Nothing serious, just a few small things damaged. I see. I might be about to find a trace of a passage. Sorry, Mother, but I don't want him on my back. You'll have to take the blame for me. I can't see how Sarah could have done this. But then I can't think of any other solution either.
Take
a closer look. That's all I can tell you about the disappearance of your mother, Louis. I would like to be more helpful. I shall stay on her trail and follow any leads. Thank you. We will meet later on to welcome our last guest. In the meantime, I shall get someone to open the box room upstairs for you. Thank you. The room is just opposite Mortimer's study. Whitewater,
They say that if you drink this, it'll give you a real boost. St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio. Caravaggio attended magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior. Fierce opponent of the first Christians, St. Paul is suddenly struck by the call of Jesus Christ and converts. It's the best-known conversion in Christian history, which teaches us that even enemies of Christ can be saved, and even become his greatest apostles after finding faith. From what I can recall, the account of his conversion can be found in the epistles to the Galatians, the Philippians, the Corinthians, and the Acts of the Apostles. What is this disc? Oh, that reminds me of the ones my mother collects. It's magnetic.
Dante's Paradise.
Raise your head and be reassured. For what comes up here from the mortal world is ripened in our rays. Great, honey. There are burnt papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting. She says we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is onto us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be? Who could she be suspicious of? We must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there. The door appears to be locked on the other side. I think I heard something fall to the ground. A metallic sound, like a key falling to the floor. Let's see if it works. It's open. Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better. St. Paul painted by Guido Reni. St. Paul is shown holding a sword. Strange. There's hardly any dust. The painting's been cleaned recently. There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome. Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice. Now, what does that mean? So we have the figure 11 twice underlined, and a story of a group of pilgrims who it looks like Paul is speaking to. Maybe it's a code. There must be a connection. A text on Paul must be somewhere, and it must be associated with the figure 11. But what's the story with these pilgrims? A connection with the figure, maybe? St. Paul is shown holding a sword. Strange. There's hardly any dust. The painting's been cleaned recently. There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome. Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice. Now, what does that mean? So we have the figure 11 twice underlined, and the story of a group of pilgrims who it looks like Paul is speaking to. Maybe it's a code. There must be a connection. A text on Paul must be somewhere, and it must be associated with the figure 11. But what's the story with these pilgrims? I mean, a connection with the figure, maybe? Chest with the occult symbol representing air. Drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel. The New Testament. And it came to pass the day after that he went to a city called Nain, and many of his disciples went with him, and much people. St. John, painted by Guido Reni. Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. It looks like someone touched this glue recently. Their fingerprints on the sheets and the dust. Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it. Chest with the occult symbol representing air.
Don't stay paranoid.
Raise your head and be reassured. For what comes up here from the mortal world is riper than already. from the collection of the apostles by Guido Reni. Painting of St. Mark from the collection of the apostles by Guido Reni. Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. It looks like someone touched this glue recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust. Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. It looks like someone touched this glue recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust. This book is incredibly precious. I believe this is the book my mother referred to when calling upon the Lord. A volume of the Gutenberg Bible. Chest with the occult symbol representing air. Amber crystals. I guess I'll just come back later.
Dante's paradigm.
Raise your head and be reassured. For what comes up here from the mortal world is riper than already is. Painting of St. Mark from the collection of the Apostles by Guido Reni. St. Paul painted by Guido Reni. I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid. But rather through their fall, salvation is coming to the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy. Wait. A note from Mother is carefully folded between the pages here. What does it say? Dear E, I'm glad you found this note. I was afraid the code of the two groups of pilgrims would mislead you. Pick up the package. You know where, and hide it where no one will find it. It's imperative. Awaiting your reply. Hidden behind the youngest apostle. What? The youngest apostle? What does Mother mean by that? Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. It looks like someone touched this canoe recently. Their fingerprints on the sheets and the dust. Painting looks like it's been taken down recently. But what's my mother said? That she would wait for an answer hidden behind the apostle. Of course. There's something written behind the painting. On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add one companion to their left and three to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean? St. John is the only apostle painted in this gallery who hasn't got a beard. Hey, wait! That means it's him. He's the youngest apostle. Right. This painting is therefore associated with the answer which Eve had to give to my mother. Now, just need to know how to recover the answer. St. John, painted by Guido Reni. Should add a companion to their left and three to their right to complete their ranks. I imagine it applies to their code, the one Mother set up with the pilgrims. What's this? The group of pilgrims who Paul was talking to, and now John is telling the prophecies? On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add one companion to their left and three to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean? On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add one companion to their left and three to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean? St. John, painted by Guido Reni. On the second day, the pilgrims listened to the prophecy of the young apostle. The prophecy of the young apostle. That was John. And the prophecy mentioned is most likely the book of Revelations according to St. John. Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. It looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust. There's nothing worth noticing here. No, nothing of value here. There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all. Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. This sentence in Hebrew. Choosing the Hebrew alphabet is no coincidence. It's gotta be a reference to the Bible. Painting of St. Mark from the collection of the Apostles by Guido Reni. There's nothing worth noticing here. It's too cumbersome for me to unhook here, but judging by the dust, it hasn't been moved for months, if not years. St. Paul painted by Guido Reni. The four apostles shown in this piece, Paul is the only one who isn't an evangelist. He is the 13th apostle. So we have the figure 11 twice underlined, and the story of a group of pilgrims who it looks like Paul is speaking to. Maybe it's a code. There must be a connection. A text on Paul must be somewhere, and it must be associated with the figure 11. But what's the story with these pilgrims? I mean, a connection with the figure, maybe? The chest with the occult symbol representing air. Something else behind this painting. It says half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean? The drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel. There's something else behind this painting. It says half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean? St. John, painted by Guido Reni. Now, there is a Jerusalem by the sheep market, a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, having 5 porches. They should add a companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their ranks. I imagine it applies to their code, the one Mother set up with the pilgrims. What's this? The group of pilgrims who Paul was talking to, and now John is telling the prophecies? On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add 1 companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their ranks. What does it mean? Then they suborned men, which said, "We have heard him speak blasphemous words against Moses and against God." There's something else behind this painting. It says half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean? St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio. St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other apostles. How come? Caravaggio painted magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal. The curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior. This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4. This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4. Caravaggio painted magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal. The curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
Downstays Harrenach.
Raise your head and be reassured. For what comes up here in the mortal world is right within our range. St. Paul painted by Guido Reni. Strange. St. Paul is shown twice, unlike the other disciples. St. Paul is shown holding a sword. Strange. There's hardly any dust. The painting's been cleaned recently. There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome. Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice. No, what does that mean? Of the four apostles shown in this piece, Paul is the only one who isn't an evangelist. He is the 13th apostle. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven like a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. Thou hast put all things under his feet, for in that he put all in subjection under him. He left nothing that is not put under him. The Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven like a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio. Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior. This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4. St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other apostles. How come? Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. Thou hast put all things under his feet, for in that he put all in subjection under him. He left nothing that is not put under him. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven like a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add one companion to their left and three to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean? St. John, painted by Guido Rini. Now there is a Jerusalem by the sheep market, a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, having 5 porches. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. I and my Father are one. Now there is a Jerusalem by the sheep market, a pool, which is called in the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, having 5 porches.
Downstairs paradise.
Raise your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays. Hereby know that we dwell in him, and he in us, because he hath given us of his Spirit. A volume of the Gutenberg Bible. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. But he that hateth his brother is in darkness, and walketh in darkness, and knoweth not whither he goeth, because that darkness hath blinded his eyes. On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add 1 companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean? They should add a companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their ranks. I imagine it applies to their code, the one Mother set up with the pilgrims. What's this? The group of pilgrims who Paul was talking to, and now John is telling the prophecies? St. John is the only apostle painted in this gallery who hasn't got a beard. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. But he that hateth his brother is in darkness, and walketh in darkness, and knoweth not whither he goeth, because that darkness hath blinded his eyes. The chest with the occult symbol representing air. Painting of St. Mark in the collection of the Apostles by Guido Reni. There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust, 8 in all. became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they were made ready, he fell into a trance. Hey,
There's a
there's a note here. A message from Mother in reply to E. You must leave urgently, but first I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare. Watch out for a boulder. You figured out I was avoiding him. Allay suspicion. See you tomorrow evening. Stand ready. For now, let's cease all communication until we meet. Take care of yourself. I suppose this must be the last message. What happened afterward? If it's what I suspect, I fear the worst. What did Mother mean by I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare? I must go beyond the nightmare. What does she mean by that? Guessing it's a metaphor. I need to figure out what this means. Mortimer's getting his guests together. I ought to join them so I don't look suspicious. It's time I went back and joined everyone in the small salon. President George Washington. Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis? About last night, I'm guessing.
I sadly, no.
No.
Even if I'd like to have,
alas, There are more pressing matters. I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's. Did my mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
Must have been Emma I saw in my vision. I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay. Mother's really killed her sister. I better find her by myself. They say they spent a lot of time together. They got along well.
Oh, really? Do you think your mother liked Duchess Hillsborough?
Of course she did. After all, she's your sister. Well, we'll find them, Emily. Trust me. Should I speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is true, she might want to take revenge. Emily, there's something else.
Go on then.
It's about your sister. I don't know what happened exactly, but it's possible that my mother had a go at her.
I know, Louis. I found out that same evening. Well, thanks for not trying to hide it.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know if I could trust you. Now I know I can. It seems that your mother tricked Emma. She apparently asked her to hide an important book so that even she wouldn't know where it was. And then she shot her like a dog to make sure no one would ever find it again.
Why would she do that?
I don't know, Louis. But I'll find out. You can count on that.
I'm sincerely sorry, Emily.
Thank you, Louis. Very kind. It means a lot to me. But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
There must be an explanation, Emily.
That's what we shall see.
We'll speak about it later, somewhere safe.
Come, Louis. They're waiting for us.
You will pay dearly, Peru. I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line.
That's right. Pretend you don't know. One piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back. It'll cost you dearly.
Calm now, my friends. Let's calm down. Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are.
What's going on here exactly?
Sir Gregory called us together to introduce the last guest.
But
hardly had we arrived, and he set upon Monsieur Peru.
And what has Mr. Peru done to once again provoke someone's anger?
You don't really know just yet. I get the feeling it won't be long before it gets out.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mío, you are all out of your mind!
Really, Duke Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? That heard? Well, let me inform you that yesterday morning at 10:22 a.m. precisely, in the middle of the Place de la Révolution in Paris, by decree of the National Convention which Monsieur Peru works for, King Louis was guillotined. What? The King of France is dead, gentlemen. Our monarchies are in danger. I have said it before. How dare they?
Oh dear.
Friend, let us calm down.
Don't pretend to be surprised. He got a fair trial.
Ridiculous. Bastard. He was sentenced to death by 361 votes to 360. You beheaded a king for one vote. Is that your democracy? What an obnoxious act. Until this, anything was possible. This political coup will have grave consequences. France is lost.
Gentlemen, please, let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness, he was the highest representative of God in France, Emily.
Gentlemen,
Duchess, we're all among people of reputable company here. We should be able to manage the conflicts of our nations in a respectful and orderly manner.
I fully agree with you, sir. But that's enough, sir.
With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Louis
Louis
Moras
de Richet. Are you related to Sarah de Richet? Sarah is his mother, Duke. Gentlemen, this news affects us all, but I must ask you to remain calm.
It's not
It's not the first time history has taken us by surprise. Let's ensure that our respective countries are allowed to respond appropriately to this news.
Rest assured, the response will not fall short, my friend.
Good for you. Well, Your Grace, here I was preparing to introduce you as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting will therefore be able to kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence here. In the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell, please proceed to the conclave room on my left, behind that door. I'll see you later.
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
I'm glad you asked. I want to talk to you too. Of course.
I heard about your mother's disappearance.
He looks concerned. I don't know why, but I doubt it's from sympathy alone. See what he wants from me.
Any news of her? Have you found her? Maybe?
To hear you speak, you seem to know my mother well.
Not really. We met for the first time on this very spot some weeks back. We had a very pleasant discussion. She's an exceptionally learned lady with a good head for business. No need for me to tell you that.
I agree.
Did she tell you about our arrangement?
The cat's out of the bag now. More or less, but please do refresh my memory.
Yes, of course. Nothing of great importance in itself. During one of our discussions, she spoke of an old book, which might have been of interest to me, and she had agreed to let me have it.
A book about what?
Ancient occultism. As you are aware, I am a doctor of theology. You might have come across some old books in her belongings, perhaps?
The least one can say is that he doesn't beat around the bush. Sarah never travels without a few books. What does the one you're looking for look like exactly?
It resembles a grimoire. It's divided into 7 parts, each one individually locked. It was made in such a way that if someone tried to tamper with it, the sheets would be permanently tarnished. It's a unique copy. There's only one.
The mere mention of it makes his face light up. Well, I'll take a closer look, but I can't promise you anything. You seem very upset. Is it so important to you, this book?
Well, it's the search of a lifetime. Can I say? Every time I move closer to it, it seems to slip away at the last minute. I was very surprised to learn that your mother had it in her possession. I thought it was with a certain Fortune in Paris. Do you know him?
I've never heard of him. I'm sorry. I haven't been much help to you.
Well, too bad.
I hope I've been able to satisfy your curiosity, Mr. Von Volner, and that you succeed in finding what you're looking for.
And
so do I.
And now, what if you told me who you really are working for, instead of keeping up this pretense?
I beg your pardon?
We both know what you're looking for, Von Volner. You're the one who Von Burchert was planning to sell it to.
For centuries, all those who have come into contact with the As-if have bitterly regretted it, Monsieur Derichet. You are playing a dangerous game. Please know that I am working for someone who does not appreciate anyone poking around in his business.
Let me guess. Lord Mortimer.
You are way off the mark. There's nothing more for us to say. Goodbye.
These look like pages taken from an ancient encyclopedia. Go beyond the nightmare. Does this line remind you of anything in particular?
You've caught me unaware here, Louis. Let me think about it a second. No, nothing comes to mind. Sorry, Louis, but I am unable to help you.
Mr. President, what do you think about your counterpart, Duke Manuel?
I'm very surprised he was able to accept Lord Mortimer's invitation, given the political situation in Spain.
I wonder what promise Lord Mortimer could have made to make him agree to come here, given the circumstances.
Who knows?
Mr. President, can you tell me a little more about the coming conference?
Of course, Louis. That's why we're here. Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory regularly organize meetings like this to put forward major projects.
What do you mean by major projects?
I'd prefer to let Lord Mortimer explain that to you, Louis. Let's say he brings together influential people in order to consider possible actions to undertake to guarantee the future of nations.
Do you know the theme of the conference?
Not in the slightest. None of the guests know the theme before arriving. But you'll see, everything will turn out fine. Don't worry.
Go beyond the nightmare. Does this line remind you of anything in particular?
You've caught me unaware here, Louis. Let me think about it a second. No, nothing comes to mind. Sorry, Louis, but I am unable to help you.
Well, thank you for your time.
Don't mention it, my young friend. Regarding your question on the nightmare, don't hesitate to question the others about it. Maybe one of them knows more than I do.
That's a good idea. Thank you once again. I'll see you in a little bit. Discourse on the Method by Descartes. This book changed the way I look at the world.
Louis. Just the man. Good Lord. How did the king come to be executed? I would think that the order would have intervened.
Your Eminence, I'm sorry for King Louis, but he did everything to put himself there.
Louis? How can you say such a thing? Even France rejects the church. You don't go and behead a person of high status. They always serve our cause better alive than dead. Politically, it's absurd.
I invite you to speak about it with my mother as soon as she reappears.
Is there any news of her?
I hope it won't be long before I find her, Your Eminence.
Louis, I'm counting on you. If you don't find Sarah before my departure, I must ask you to give me back the letter I gave you.
Well, don't worry about that, Your Eminence.
Now you wanted to speak to me.
If I say the nightmare to you, does it make you think of anything?
Your question is strange, my son. Difficult to say. Could you at least tell me a little more about the context?
Think of a place and tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when I say the nightmare.
Let me think. I'd say Lord Mortimer's favorite painting on the wall behind his desk. You know, that painting caused quite a stir when it was exhibited. It is titled The Nightmare, and it shows a woman lying down with a creature sitting on her, and in the background, a horse. I don't know if it will be of any help, but I can't think of anything else.
You never know. Thank you for that, though, Your Eminence. I gotta go and see it just in case, though. I'm sure a man like you is in the circle of trust. Would you know what the conference that Lord Mortimer mentioned is going to be about?
Not really, my son. Well, be it Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory, we are never informed about the theme of the conference before it begins.
I was wondering what to think of that Manuel Godoy.
He is reputed to be a very ambitious character, at every level. But his faith is unwavering. He is a staunch defender of the church. You can believe me.
As to his faith, I have no doubt. However, his ambition seems to surpass his morality, and I hope that it will not sully the crown.
You can say that again. The blue eyes of the latest Infanta, Maria Isabel, have left everyone wondering.
Rumors always accompany men of power, Your Eminence.
Naturally. But the number of award titles granted by the Queen during these past 4 years leave little doubt.
So Godoy really is this out-and-out rascal who uses his charm on the Queen. Thank you for everything, Your Eminence. I shan't take up any more of your time.
You are welcome, my son. I will be seeing you.
What do you want, Louis?
What do you think of our last guest?
Well, I never thought I would get the chance to meet that Hispanic Casanova in the flesh. His reputation is well known. The gentleman collects lovers, including, would you believe it, the Queen of Spain.
I doubt that Lord Mortimer invited him for his charm, if you want my opinion.
You're leaving me?
Unfortunately, I have things to do. Thank you again, madam.
So, what did my mother mean by going beyond the nightmare?